ॐ भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge, and bliss. Salutations unto thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Let us close our eyes and try to feel the abode of the Lord, our true self, in the deepest recesses of our existence. Beyond the body, beyond the mind, in the realm of unchanging. Let us feel the radiance of a bright spot. Let us concentrate on it. That alone is real. There lies the life and bliss we all seek. That is the source of all love, the love of parents, the love of spouses, the love of friends, siblings, and everything else. This innermost, luminous, divine essence is the abode of all that. Let us feel our existence becoming one with that. Merged in that blissful, infinite radiance. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Today, we are observing the birth anniversary of Shankaracharya, one of the greatest exponents of the Vedanta philosophy, whose works are actually the reference for the discussion on Vedanta philosophically or in the spiritual light too, for the uh, scholars and spiritual practitioners all over the world. Let us begin by chanting a salutation mantra to Shankaracharya. In Sanskrit, I will translate it in English too. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Salutations to Bhagavan Shankaracharya, who is the storehouse of the scriptures which are classified as Shruti, Smriti and Purana, and also is the abode of infinite compassion. So, with that, let us take a look at the life of Shankaracharya, because his philosophical treatises or his poetry all comes from his life and consciousness. It is his experience of non-dual reality reflected in his actions and thus gave rise to all the literary works which we read and get benefit from. So his life was imbued with this non-dual Vedantic awareness. He was considered in the Hindu thought as the incarnation of God. God incarnated as Shankaracharya to bring the message of liberation to the world. So he was born. Well, there are the scholars have some differences amongst them, but certainly he was not born according to the consensus before 650 AD or after 750 AD. So, between that, he lived his 32 years of earthly existence. He was born in Kaladi, it's a small town in Kerala. And as he was just about 5 years of age, he had asked, his father had passed away, and he was urging his mother to permit him to become a monastic. A child, imagine, that is why only such things like God incarnations can have such tendencies at such an early age. It is according to many biographies, which of course differ in details to some extent. But before this, he had already finished the studies of all the Vedas and other literature. And he was convinced that one has to give up clinging to this world, sannyasa, taking to monastic life. Mother naturally rejected this whole idea and said, "No, I cannot, you are my only child. Also, I have lost my husband, so you are my only support. I cannot permit you." And as the story goes, that one day, that near in the river, flowing right near that this thing village, that river you can see even now, that they used to go for taking bath and get water for their daily use. So mother and the child both went there, and as the child went into the river, a crocodile grabbed his foot. Now it is difficult to get out of a crocodile's grip. Like I tell that story. That story is real actually. That in a crocodile sanctuary in India, it's a big pond. So it is the big sign is written that swimming is prohibited. But what is written below that, that really is very important, which prevents people from getting into that water. That line below says that survivors will be prosecuted. Means you don't expect survivors at all there. But if at all you happen to survive, then the prosecutors will take care of you. So it is. So crocodile had caught the foot of this young child, and then he then shouted to mother, "Mother, now anyway I am going to die. At least before dying, let me take to monastic vows. Give me permission to take monastic vows, and so that I will die as a monk." And now mother saw that anyway the crocodile has got her child, so she had lost all hope. So she said, "Okay, okay, my child. And then Shankaracharya, there, that little Shankara at that time, said, okay, now I am a monk. And as he said that, the crocodile released the foot. So, and then he said, now I will not live in the home. I am a monk now. I am not supposed to live at home, and I have to go to my guru. As the legend goes, that he went to Omkareshwar on the bank of Narmada, where he met his guru, Govindapad. And then uh, he got advice from his guru, and then later on, as the legend further goes, he was asked to write commentaries on the Upanishads, the principal Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Uh, there are many wonderful stories of his life, but we don't have time, nor it is the topic of today's discussion. But I'm mentioning this, that this was his divine mission, to write commentaries on Upanishads to show that that is the most important part of Vedas, although small in size. It is, it occupies just about 4% of the Vedic literature. The other parts of the Vedas, they deal mostly in rituals and various ways of worship and such things. But this small part, Vedanta, deals with the ultimate truth, that what is the purpose of life, what is the nature of reality, and such most important points, they are taken up in this last part of Veda, and therefore it is called Vedanta. Anta means the end. It is, the word end can be understood in both senses, both meanings, that one is, it actually forms in most cases the last portion of that, the Vedas. Secondly, it is the culmination of the knowledge. And that is the proper understanding of this word Vedanta, where knowledge culminates, because there is nothing further to go to. You get the highest knowledge, realizing this self. And thus, Shankaracharya brought this up because during those days, two important schools were prevalent. One was the school called Mimamsakas, means those who emphasized only that part of Vedas where actions are given prominence. And the actions give you the corresponding benefits, the joys, and so forth. So that is how this school concentrated on the earlier parts of Vedas, big part, and they mentioned, a famous aphorism goes, giving their doctrine, that that amna yasya kriyarthatvat anarthakya anarthakya means only those sentences in Vedas, they are meaningful, which tell you to do something, actions. Anarthakya atadarthanam. So, and others, because they don't tell you to do any particular thing, they don't carry any meaning as such. They are just there for poetry or to praise something, And that's about it. Means these Upanishads are categorized like that because they do not tell you to do something. Because the argument is that something that doesn't tell you to do something, that is not scripture. Because the scripture should give you the guidance, what should be done, what should not be done, and so forth. If you are not receiving that guidance from scripture, then it is meaningless. So, but Shankaracharya showed the fallacy in this, that well, action is to take you towards the goal, the objective. But the nature of the goal, when it is exhibited, and you see that you are that, then what action is necessary there? You are that. The nature of reality is revealed by the Vedanta, the small portion of the Vedas that come at the end. It reveals the nature of truth. And by revealing that nature, you see that you are perfection itself. You are bliss itself. What now else needs to be done? So, thus, the need for action is eliminated at that level. So, therefore, this was the work that Shankaracharya's commentaries did by bringing the prominence of the Upanishads, the philosophical aspect, or the aspect which brings out the essential truth of life, that thus got prominence. And in short, the other school was Buddhist school, which was exactly the other end of this diagonal, exactly opposite. That there is only emptiness is, nothing is real. Absolutely nothing is real. So, this doctrine, Shankaracharya fights this doctrine as well, to establish that Atman alone is real, which cannot be refuted. The Atman, as his beautiful commentary on Brahma Sutras say, that even to that say that Atman doesn't exist, you need an Atman to show that also. So you cannot say that there is no self, no I. To eradicate I, there has to be an I for that as well. So this is a wonderful idea that is presented there. Then we see various commentaries of Shankaracharya. It is said that he wrote commentaries on the principal 11 Upanishads. Some say amongst them the commentary on Shvetashvatar Upanishad is a bit questionable whether Shankaracharya wrote it or not. But about the 10 Upanishads, there is hardly any doubt that Shankaracharya wrote them, although, of course, there are some Western scholars, Indologists, they raise doubts about some other Upanishads as well. And there is no uniformity amongst them. So if you say this Western scholar says that these are not authentic, another Western Indologist will say, no, these are authentic, those others are not authentic. So better to follow the tradition that is associated with it, which certainly assures through external and internal evidence that 10 commentaries are authentic on Upanishads. 10 Upanishads commentaries are authentic, and Bhagavad Gita commentary is authentic, Brahma Sutra commentary is authentic, many other things are authentic. And even if you look at the only his certified authentic work, it is so voluminous that at the age of 16 somebody can write such things. Swami Vivekananda says that these are wonders of the modern world. So he has accomplished all that, then established the mathas all over, and is also really responsible for unifying the Vedic religion, which now has the name Hinduism. A popular name is Hinduism, but actually there is nothing like Hinduism is a name given by Britishers. Not it was not the name that you find. The name in the Vedic literature is Sanatana Dharma, the religion eternal. So he unified the various factions on the basis of the Upanishadic ideas that all that you do is right, but connect it, that all worship is fine, but connect it to this self. That you, if you are worshipping Vishnu, great, but know that Vishnu is your own self. Your Atman, that is Vishnu, that is Shiva, that is Ganapati. So he established now, which is a set practice in all Hindu worships, is whatever deity you are worshipping, you have to start with worshipping these 5 important deities. So it is even our worships here, morning worship, it is it is preceded by the worship of these 5 deities. So this is he is therefore the harmonizer, and he presented why it is to be done. Again, a beautiful piece in the commentary that and quoting the Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Atma iti eva upasita, that whatever deity you are worshipping, know that it is a representation, external representation of your true self. So, thus you are representing or worshipping your true self in any worship. And that really made the unification amongst all warring sects. So, and then he wrote this commentary on Bhagavad Gita. In fact, Swami Vivekananda mentions that one of the great works done by Shankaracharya is to popularize Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the divine commentary on all Upanishads. All Upanishadic great teachings have been brought together and presented to the ordinary person. The Upanishadic teachers, they were talking to disciples who were highly elevated. They already had attained the great qualities of discernment and dispassion, and had renounced the world and so forth. So something that when is told to them, an ordinary person sees, oh, I am not anywhere there near their level. They don't become applicable to me. Like something that is being taught at the, say, at the grad school. A primary school student will not be able to understand anything of it. So, what Bhagavad Gita did was get those teachings without tempering them, uh, but making a common person getting connected to those teachings so that they become now approachable by the ordinary people like Arjuna. Arjuna was chosen to give these great teachings, and they were given on the battlefield. Just as the battle was about to begin, the weapons have been already unsheathed, about to strike. Pravritte, Shastra Sampate, beautiful words in Bhagavad Gita. At that time, now Arjuna gets this terrible attack of delusion and consequent depression, and wanted to not do this fighting of the war, and wanted to run away. Now, this is a great teaching given at the battlefield that no, Arjuna, this is not the way to attain the highest. You cannot become a renunciate person just by running away from your responsibilities. One has to learn how to work. And then this whole Bhagavad Gita became a very important say scripture or important collection of teachings for common person. That because Arjuna, although he was a great warrior, yet he was not a person of renunciation. He was not seeking the supreme knowledge. He was an ordinary person suffering. So, we are all at that level. We don't we think that any of you are, archers like of Arjuna's skill, but we are in battle in the world. So many things that we have to fight about. So the world is like that. So we have to continue our fight, continue with this, and yet while doing it, learn to spiritualize all these actions exactly matching the results of the Upanishadic teachings. It is the great genius of Krishna that was responsible for connecting us to the Upanishadic high level doctrine so that we can now understand and implement those teachings. And Shankara brings out the important ideas. There I gave the title that the gems from Shankara's commentary, but commentary on Bhagavad Gita. But I knew there are hundreds and hundreds of such gems. So it was a very difficult job for me. In last 2 days I was struggling that which gems should I pick. Because the class is of limited time, and so which gems should be picked up for that? So I have taken a few, and somebody will say that no, Swami, you didn't pick the most luminous ones amongst the gems. There are others. I agree that the views on that will certainly differ, and I am aware that even when I read, I feel that should have been chosen than this. But all these are very brilliant ones. The first thing which is considered the great idea in Bhagavad Gita, that Bhagavad Gita brings the doctrines of in the Upanishadic literature where people, according to their status in life, according to their level of spiritual evolution, are told two different pursuits. The pursuit of the, say, worldly success and prosperity. That is called abhyudaya. Yes, in the world we should not be failures. Failure in this worldly matters doesn't automatically mean that we are spirituals. So we should be pursuing those things as well, that pursuit of success in the worldly matters and thus enriching our life in the world, that is called abhyudaya. But it has limitations, of course, as you become aware that what can it bring me after all? It is, and you see there that the gains from that kind of life are, after all, vanishing things. They are of diminishing returns, and you start feeling that in that pursuit you have wasted your life. Actually, it is not wastage. It is, you didn't waste the life, but you learned the lesson that it is not worth going after. So, as you see that, then you become desirous of what is called nishreyas. The ultimate that good of the person, the ultimate realization of the supreme truth, because of which the life attains to perfection. So this is how the two paths are told in Upanishads, and Shankaracharya in the commentary clarifies it right in the beginning, that dvividho hi vedokto dharma pravritti lakshanascha nivritti lakshanascha. That is one part of that. The two is they go after the worldly success, pravritti, and other nivritti. After you see what is there, nothing much to attain, all just vanishing dreams, running after this idea of catching the horizon. You see that horizon, it doesn't exist. There is no line like horizon. I should better stop wasting energy in that. So then you start coming back to your true nature, that is called nivritti. So this is pravritti lakshanascha nivritti lakshana. This is what right in the beginning Shankaracharya tells. And then another most important, in fact, all scholars mostly agree on this point, that in Shankaracharya's commentary you find the best explanation of the doctrine of incarnation of God. God incarnates as human beings. Most human beings consciously or subconsciously acknowledge this. That is why almost all religions are built around these great personages which are worshipped as divinities. All over every religion. Imagine what is what is now called Hinduism without the incarnations like Rama, Krishna, and so forth. The very little is left. What is that Christians? Amongst all religions, it is said that Christians are in majority. Remove Christian means remove Jesus. What is left of it? Nothing. What is left of Islam if you remove the figure of Muhammad? Nothing. So what I mean is that unconsciously we recognize that God incarnates as human being, but there is no proper explanation of this as good as you find given in Bhagavad Gita commentary by Shankara right in the beginning, that he says that here is something looks as if born. It is not actually getting born through the sexual contact, but appears like born, not really born, appears like doing good to people. Actually, there is nothing to be done. The incarnation is aware that it is all our perfection. This is just a play. So, therefore, appear as it were. They are aware on the, this is what Shankaracharya brings out. It is, they are aware that they are acting here on this stage. We all get identified with our roles, and therefore Punita thinks that she is Punita. She cannot think that she is actually God acting as Punita on this stage. But the incarnation of God knows that it is an acting. I am not this particular body or this life. I am that divine acting on this stage like this. So, therefore, they appear there as born. They are not born on this stage, they were born much earlier and acting there as if this is their birth, act like going to school and so forth. So, this is how the incarnations are. And Shankaracharya was the best amongst the explanators of this idea that incarnation of God, jata iva lokanugraha kurvan iva. He says there, what is very specific, swaprayojan abhave api. There is no one's own agenda there, no axe to grind, without any selfish purpose. They birth, they assume human body just to have this enactment of the play, as it were. And then it is bhutano jigrikshaya. It is because of the karuna, the compassion towards the beings, as you can see in the discussions with Sri Ramakrishna as well, that because people are not having the knowledge of their true nature, they are suffering. So bring them this knowledge, and they do all this. And then he points out why it is told to Arjuna, Arjunam nimitti kritya, that the point there is that it is when some great person accepts something, other people also follow. That is what people, for marketing, this becomes a technique. Show that some celebrity is using that soap, so that people then go to inspired to buy that soap. Now, why? Because people are followers of the famous. Whatever is a celebrity, people go for it. Arjuna was a celebrity, the world famed warrior. And so, Arjuna followed these teachings. So, I also should follow. That is why Shankaracharya pointed out why Lord Krishna gave this scripture to Arjuna. So it is, and this is how he also a very important characteristic of Shankaracharya's this commentary. It is in Upanishads as well as here, that don't make any compromise. Most uncompromising teacher and commentator, Shankaracharya. Whether you can realize the truth now or later doesn't matter, but acknowledge it as truth. You can march towards it with your baby steps, or even the ant's baby steps. It doesn't matter, but don't try to compromise untruth with it. There is, every person likes this. This is a natural tendency that, yes, let us have a compromise between the spiritual life and worldly life. I will leave, say, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the life, worldly life. And then on Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and Saturdays, and maybe a bit on Sundays, I will lead spiritual life. So that there will be a balance. People use very nice words. The balance should be there, isn't it, Chandana? That some part for the worldly enjoyments, some part should be kept for the spiritual life. It is, why should one become so eccentric, one-sided? No, there is no such compromise possible. This is Shankaracharya's, I would say, the greatest contribution to hit hard at this compromising attitude. Yes, just to give you an example, like say, I should be, say, going to Boston. That is what is, this is spiritual life. But my attractions are towards New York. Then what to do? Okay, I will go 5 miles towards Boston, then come back 5 miles towards New York. Will that make me ever go to reach Boston? The compromising tendencies are like that. In this life, you should never ever compromise on these matters. Compromisation can be done, adjustments, okay. That we are sharing this room, so you like the temperature to be 80, I like it to be 60. So let us have a compromise and let us put it on 70. That compromise one should do, adjustment with others. But in spiritual life, you cannot have such a thing. If you want to follow the truth, follow the truth. Let me put 50% of untruth in it, then it all becomes untruth. Drink 50% pure water, will you do it? That is, no, it is, that is not a pure water. There is that story about purification of water, a bit humorous story, that a military camp was there in some place, and then there the water was not good. So the commander wrote to people in the platoon, okay, oh, you officer, please let me know that you should take all the precautions to purify the water. You tell me what are you doing, and then we'll see. But you have to report back. And then the chief officer reported that, we filter the water twice. Then we boil the water. then put some disinfectants in that. And still, as a further precaution, instead of drinking that water, we drink beer. So now what is that? Uh, there is no such thing possible, purification of water and then throwing it and drinking beer. So the idea of compromise is something like that. No compromise, friends. He brings out the another very important characteristic about the division, that action and inaction, and that actions are inaction should not be considered as freedom from action. It is the if you have ego, then you are always acting, even if you are sitting still. And if you don't have ego, then you are not acting, because you are aware that it is the body that acts. I don't act. I am not the body. So, body and mind, let them act. You are not seeing that I am those things. You use them, but you don't act, only those act. The self cannot act, and the body and mind, and they mean action. So, therefore, this is on a verse in the second chapter, that it is the body and mind act. Then there is a beautiful commentary on a verse that I like a lot because of its practicality, that it is 41st verse on this in the second chapter, that says that in spiritual life one must become determined and proceed. Only one thing one should take up, not multiple things. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. That one must take up a practical and definite position and move forward in that direction. Otherwise, you will go in unending millions of digressions, that this or this, that or that, everything will keep on branching further. So one must be very resolute about it, that is called vyavasayatmika buddhi. Shankaracharya in commentary says nishchaya svabhava, means resolute, determined. So that is so that will take you ahead. If you do not have any definite resolution or determination about it, then things will get branch out and you don't know now where to begin. So therefore, this is a very beautiful commentary here, that that he says that itara shakha bhedaha, that all the other secondary branching, it will not stop at all. The root, you can go to the root one thing. If you go to the branches, then they keep on further branching out, so there is no end to that. So, then there is this beautiful commentary again on the second chapter, that it is on where Arjuna asked the question about the signs of an illumined person, or the one established in wisdom. It's one of the very popular topics, very well-known topic in Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Prajna Lakshana, the signs manifested in the life of a person who is illumined and established in wisdom. So, when Arjuna asked this question about it, Shankaracharya makes this comment. Why Arjuna is asking the question? Because those which are the signs of an illumined person, spontaneous, automatic signs in the life of an illumined person, become the pointers for those who are aspiring to follow. It is because that is how you will gradually improve your life. So, this is the idea behind it. Although it is not spelled out in Bhagavad Gita, Shankaracharya brings it out. The purpose of giving these signs here is that so that what manifests in the life of a person of knowledge should become this science to be followed by those who seek knowledge. So it is like that. Like somebody who wants to play, say, a good baseball, wants to hit home runs. So now looks at some successful these batters there, and then sees how that person holds the that bat, how that person stands, how that person hates, how that person keeps his diet, and so forth. All those, then the aspirant to become a champion, this baseballer, would follow those signs so that he also will develop those characteristics. So that is how they are spiritually very beneficial to all. Another point that I have chosen for discussion today is how we should be in spiritual life, get away from the clutches of likes and dislikes. That likes and dislike prevent us from getting the objective knowledge of anything, because our likes and dislikes, they interfere with our knowledge. It is therefore, it is told in the 7th chapter, 27th verse of Bhagavad Gita, that Ichha Dvesha means our desires and our aversions. These should be transcended, because caught in them, then we cannot maintain our objectivity. It is, we get inclined towards making one judgment, because we cannot maintain the scientific objectivity if our work is contaminated by likes and dislikes. You can see that happening in the lives of many scientists. I don't have time to discuss that now, but it is, you can see this psychological truth that if I like something, I will shun to think about the drawbacks of it. I like one theory, and even though certain truths emerge against it, I will discard those. No, that's not real, and so forth. So Shankaracharya says here that even in the external objects, these likes and dislikes, they prohibit the true knowledge. What to speak of that, which is the very difficult, subtle knowledge of our spiritual path. So therefore, it is imperative to get over the likes and dislikes. And then I will come, well, there isn't much time, so There are two things more, but I will do just one. That we speak of compassion of God, and God should shower compassion on us, shower blessings, and give us this knowledge. Many come to seek, even here, that, oh, the illumination that Vivekananda got was because Sri Ramakrishna touched him. And through that touch, inserted a force, and that changed Vivekananda's life. I am waiting for some such person to touch me. So, but we fail to see the Vivekananda's life as he was Narendra, that why he became eligible for that kind of touch. So here in this Bhagavad Gita verse is very beautiful, that those who are constantly connected with me, those are who are seeking me, I give them the connection with the right knowledge or right attitude, buddhi yogam. I give them connection to the right attitude by which they will come to me, the God. And Shankaracharya then, further next verse says that out of compassion for them, I give them a lamp by which all their ignorance is destroyed. I give them a lamp of knowledge. So, how is this lamp of knowledge? Shankara's commentary is very illuminating and a great guidance for all of us. He says, what is the oil in that lamp? The lamp that is burning by oil. So, bhakti prasad sneha bhishiktena, by the oil, to be short, oil of devotion or bhakti, that has to be there. Then madbhava abhinivesh vateritena, there should be oxygen, there should be air there for it to burn. So, what air that it is, that the self is to be identical, to be thought as merged with God. Think of I as divine. That provides the air for that burning of that lamp. And then there is a wick there. What is the wick? That the brahmacharyadi sadhana sanskaravat, the wick is all the austerities and continence and all that, that will make for the wick. And then there should be, to prevent it being blown from the breeze, you put a cover to it, that it is virakta antakarana adharena, and vishaya vyavritta chitta raga dvesha kula kalushita nivata varakasthena, that they vagaries of our desires, they become the winds that can blow that lamp out. So you have to keep those winds away, winds of various desires blowing. Then that lamp, that is the compassion of God. Not that I touch you and then, that is not mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. You have to put things in practice. with all these characteristics, then you will realize this truth. There are many things I had thought of telling about the great statements in the 13th chapter, second verse of the 13th chapter. There is a very long commentary of Shankaracharya. But since I have spoken of that many times in different other contexts, and the clock is telling me, hey, Swami, enough, stop now. So we shall conclude this talk here. Glory to Shankaracharya. May his compassion touch our hearts and inspire us to lead the uncompromising spiritual life for illumination. Illumination will be ours, but we have to follow the path. Nobody gives us any illumination. Even if somebody gives, we will not be able to hold it. So, these commentaries of Shankara are very important tools, very important guidance that we can get here. Thank you very much, friends. Think about it, and if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. Any questions? Our Abhishek is there, so one question is assured, isn't it?
At one point in the commentary, you said, let the body and the mind do its work and be established in the self. Now, in this case, the self then is the witness alone to the work being done by the body and the mind. But then if the self is witness, then it has to witness something, which is the body and the mind. So in that case, it is not non-dual, because it is not absolute in that case. It's not absolute awareness.
That assertion is very correct. When you think of the witness as in an essence, as if it is the Vedantic doctrine. It is not. Witness is just a positional argument there to describe that how to explain all the activities and where is self at that time. Then, self, does it get involved or does it not get involved? What is it? It gets involved as a witness. But the word should not be taken seriously as a personal witness, witnessing an event. But like the screen and the movie witnesses the movie. The screen is there all the time and witnesses the movie. It is in and through everything in the movie. In that sense, the word witness is used in Vedanta, not as an external witness. Now, the screen and the movie are not really two things. There is that no break in the non-duality there. Yeah, in that sense it is true. Any other question? Prithvish has a question.
Swamiji, was Shankaracharya the first who took Bhagavad Gita out of Mahabharata and give it a status of a separate
One
text?
thing is sure, that he was the one who pointed to the prominence and the special status of Bhagavad Gita in Mahabharata. There are some who think that Shankaracharya introduced Bhagavad Gita in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata it was not there earlier, and Shankaracharya has put it, but there is absolutely no substance to that argument, because even before Shankaracharya, the Mahabharata had these Bhagavad Gita verses. And so, but Shankaracharya made clear the prominence of this. And that is why Swami Vivekananda says that it is his commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, they brought out the prominence that how Bhagavad Gita is so important in our life. Before Shankaracharya, we don't see any such studies of Bhagavad Gita which are gone on. There is no other commentary on Bhagavad Gita before Shankaracharya's. There are commentaries on Brahma Sutras before Shankaracharya's. And there are commentaries on some Upanishads which predate Shankaracharya. Although they are not now extant, they are not available anymore. But it is Bhagavad Gita, even there is no mention of any other commentary prior to that of Shankaracharya. Yeah. Yes?
I'm just curious, do the Hare Krishnas acknowledge Shankaracharya as the one who brought the Bhagavad Gita to importance?
Hare Krishna? What?
Do they acknowledge Shankaracharya?
I never went to ask them. You can ask them, but I can guess their answer is absolute no. Because some of their teachers, they denounce Shankaracharya as an emissary of devil and so forth. So you can't expect much about that. So, yeah. Any other question? Any question up there?
The question from Albanian Anime Clips. What is the best Bhagavad Gita saying that is like European values, or there aren't any? I haven't read one word from Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, values, what is said?
Like European values, human dignity, freedom,
Humanitarian
democracy,
values. Yes,
equality.
of course. So many humanitarian values are presented in Bhagavad Gita all over Vedanta. First humanitarian value that is mentioned very often is the truth. Actually, practicing so many humanitarian values makes you eligible to know the truth. So, in 13th chapter, there is a big list of them. That what makes you eligible to know things, which include the lack of this egotistic attitude, the lack of selfishness, the lack of giving proper respect to others, and so forth. Humility is to be practiced, and also being firm and resolute in observance of that which is right and truthful. All these are given as the ultimate knowledge. Shankaracharya interprets there, that I wanted to take up that also, that jnana sadhanatvat jnanani means they are called knowledge because they are the means of knowledge. So, and that which is not accompanied, this is something to be known, as that Bhagavad Gita says, that which is devoid of humility and devoid of the respect for others, devoid of compassion, and devoid of, these values, they are to be considered not knowledge at all. So, somebody may have a lot of these academic these qualifications, several PhDs, but if doesn't have this attitude of humility, compassion, and so many are mentioned there, then it is ignorance masquerading as knowledge. That is what Bhagavad Gita says, ajnanam tadanyatha. So it is, that is what Shankara's commentary also brings out this truth there. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So let us see what are the programs coming up. Next Sunday, today was Mother's Day, next Sunday is Father's Day. So we will have a discussion next Sunday, that is May 19th. This is a great analogy given in the non-dual Vedanta, especially in the Tantric text, that is, mirror looks into mirror. It is, we will discuss that coming Sunday. Mirror looking into mirror. The Tuesday, Friday classes, as usual, will go on at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, the topic is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Friday, it is the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam, the morning and evening meditations, prayers, readings, that will go on as usual. You are welcome to attend all that. And there is a spiritual retreat coming up towards the end of this month. Monday, the 27th, the Memorial Day. So there will be a spiritual retreat to be given by a very scholarly and highly revered Swami, Swami Anubhavananda, who had spoken here last year during this same month of May. So it is, he will be speaking in that retreat. So one has to register for it. So please go ahead and register if you want to attend that retreat. Let us conclude with the closing prayers. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Now there will be arati followed by soup supper. Those who want to go in the hall for attending the arati, please remove your footwear, but you can attend it from here as well.
Breaker of all our worldly bondage, and adored by all, we adore you too. Sinless Lord of dooming human form, sinless Lord of dooming human form, transcendent yet filled with love. You free us from the stain of sin and ornament our world. Consciousness is your form. Your eyes always purified by knowledge. Your eyes always purified by knowledge. Looking at them, illusion is gone. Ocean of shining love and feeling, ever inebriated in your infinite love. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Your feet always dear to your devotees. From our boat to cross this world, revealed to us as God incarnate and the Lord of all things, helping us join with you. Your mind's always set in the divine light. Your mind's always set in the divine light. This we can see through your grace. Destroyer of our worldly sorrow and compassion soul. Infinite is your word. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance. Your life's offered for the world's deliverance, saving us from darkness and fear. Renouncer of all lust and lucre, therefore you were always burning sensual light. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Grant to us pure love for you. You're fearless and you're free from doubting, with your mind very firmly resolved. Causeless refuge of your devotee. Causeless refuge of your devotees, renouncing caste and birth. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even sightedness to remove our anguish here. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even sightedness. You give love and even sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. O Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's gate. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa, ranga, bhanga, these are all the sounds of Vedanta. Langa, ranga, bhanga, these are all the sounds of Vedanta. Spiritual songs, devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs, devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya Jaya for your worship divine. Haru Haru for your worship divine. Shiva Shiva for your worship divine. Breaker of all our worldly bondage, and adored by all, we adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed graciousness sublime, all noble ends you give to us, granting us refuge, all-seeing God. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution are your powers, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother Divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O my victory, O Mother Divine. All love to you, Blessed Mother Divine. All love to you, Blessed Mother Divine. All love to you, Blessed Mother Divine. All love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekananda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Buddhadev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Jesus Christ Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shankaracharya Ki